Thorny, as we venture into the R&R, two truths are consistent. We love our dear Montana State, and we love great beer. And you know who else feels the same? Jeremiah Johnson Brewing. Brewed in the heart of Montana in downtown Great Falls, Jeremiah Johnson takes Montana's finest ingredients to craft some of Montana's favorite beers. And now, Jeremiah Johnson's second tap room is open in downtown Coeur d'Alene. Their Citra IPA is probably one of my favorites. But we all know, Thorny, you're not the hop lover I am. You're more of a Mountain Man Scotch Ale.
Well, Foley, I'm certainly not a mountain man, but you are right. I do love their Mountain Man Scotch Ale. But come game day, you and I are both cracking their Golden Bobcat Pale Ale. So when you're looking for a quality craft beer brewed with Montana roots, a relaxing tap room, or just a six-pack to take to your favorite Bobcat tailgate, Jeremiah Johnson delivers. Make your next beer a Jeremiah Johnson, and as always, go Cats.
Welcome, everybody, to the R&R Catcast, a fan-based podcast focusing on Montana State athletics. We're two dudes named Ryan from the state of Washington talking about our dear Montana State. We hope you enjoy it. All right. Welcome back, Bobcat fans, and thanks for joining us on a special episode of the R&R Catcast. My name's Ryan Foley. I'm going solo tonight. Thorny is not with us tonight. Yeah, well, he's alive. Don't worry about that. He's not with us. That could have been taken out of context right there. But yeah, anyways, I'm going solo. Thorny won't be joining us on the podcast. This is an emergency podcast. Not emergency, but, a special edition, kind of like an R&R After Dark. Some big news out of Bobcat Nation. Bobcat Nation land today. Matt McKay puts his name in the transfer portal. Matt McKay no longer a member of the Montana State Bobcats. Put out a tweet earlier, says, I'll read it right here. The steps of the good man are ordered by the Lord, and the Lord led me to Montana State 2 years ago. I'm thankful for the opportunity Montana State provided me to play this game I love. For that, I want to thank Coach Vegan and his staff. I'm thankful for the connections I've made with the coaches, teammates, and the community of Bozeman. That being said, I've decided to enter my name into the transfer portal. I'm looking for wherever God leads me. I'm excited for the opportunities that await me. Matt McKay makes it official. Today is December 2nd, 2021, 2 days before we go into a playoff game against UT Martin. This might not come as, well, a shock to some of you. There might have been some chatter about this. I don't know. I don't know if I saw any chatter about Matt McKay entering the transfer portal. Maybe some chatter about that as far as maybe after the season, postseason. But to come 2 days before the playoff game against UT Martin is a bit shocking. Thorny had mentioned earlier today in a text thread that him and I were talking about that this might be more of a push to get his name into the transfer portal for their early signing session, and I could see that. I can definitely see that. And we had heard rumors all week that Matt McKay was not going to be the guy. Ryan and I are not connected at all as far as just people with inside information. We get a little bit here and there, but we never put any information out on the podcast because honestly, that's just not our place to do it, and we will always respect that. That being said, Bobcat Nation was alive with chatter this week on different threads, and the rumor was that Tommy Mellott would be the starting quarterback for the Montana State Bobcats. Well, that was confirmed today. Coulter Nuwan is on his ESPN 102.9 radio show. Nuwan has now clearly stated that Tommy Mellott was or will be the starting quarterback going into the UT Martin game. Now, that is something to talk about. Tommy touchdown, kid out of Butte, Montana. I mean, Butte's got to be ecstatic, right? But to me, that raises a little bit of a concern. What about Tucker Rovig? Tucker Rovig has been in the playoffs in 2019. Tucker Rovig, senior Tucker Rovig, is a known leader. He is a team captain, a player that the team just obviously respects and is not starting. So why? I mean, that's a big question. And for me, obviously, we are not in there at practice. We do not see what Tommy Malott has to offer. I think he's thrown like 5 passes this season. So, man. So that is a big question. Like, obviously he provides the best dual threat quarterback that we have. But I don't know. I think you lean into Tucker Rovig here just with his leadership. And heck, he's been there. He's been the guy that took us there in 2019. I don't see why we wouldn't have one go that route on this weekend. Another thing about Rovig before I kind of get off the subject is I think Montana State did a disservice this year of not putting Rovig in games early on. When you look at the first half of the season, when we were playing Drake's, San Diego, Portland State, Northern Colorado, Cal Poly, all those games, 45-7, 47, 30-17, 52-10, 45-7. We saw Rovig in there, for, I don't know, a couple plays. I'll take a look at his stats right now. Let's see how much he has. Let me backtrack just a little bit. Here you go. Tucker Rovig, 2 completions out of 5 attempts this year. 2 completions out of 5 attempts. Guys, that's all I really need to know right there. Why hasn't Tucker Rovig not seen the field? Well, Matt McKay's been QB1 for Montana State. Matt McKay, let's take a look at his stats. He leaves Montana State with a passing rating of 151.6. This is taken from ESPN.com with the 62.2% passer rating. Passed for 2,021 yards with 17 touchdowns. He was the model of efficiency early on. Thorny and I always joked that Matt McKay was 2-touchdown Matt, 256 yards, 250 yards. I mean, if you look at his first 4 games, let's go up to Cal Poly. That would be first probably like 6 games, 200 yards against Wyoming, 256 against Drake, 224 against San Diego, 225 against Portland State. Probably his best game against Northern Colorado, 276 yards there, 163 against Cal Poly. And then something happened. Weber hits. He throws for 76 yards, 12 completions out of 19 attempts. Idaho State, 10 of 21 for 136. He had a pretty good game coming back against Eastern Washington. We thought Matt McKay might be kind of turning a corner because there was some concerns there. He passed for 253 yards, 17 of 30. And then the last 2 weeks of the season, 9 of 14 against Idaho for 104 yards, and 12 of 25 against Montana for only 108 yards. There was something distinctly awry with Matt McKay, something I couldn't put my finger on it. We talked about it many weeks. Some people close to the program, at least that's what's been said online. Again, this is just online, is that he had suffered with some anxiety. Well, that's something that's very real. And if he is not a confident QB, man, it really did show because something happened there after Weber. Now, we have heard the rumors and we have seen it that him and Taylor Housewright, there is certain friction between those two. We haven't been at practice. I don't have an inside person telling us this, but body language, when you watch Taylor Housewright's interview he put out last week over Thanksgiving, it's just off. There's just something there that's incongruent with each other. And who knows? Maybe all of a sudden there was a time during the season where our staff, Montana State, didn't how would I say this? Didn't instill confidence that they needed to in Matt McKay. And maybe Matt McKay is a guy that can't take that. Maybe he needed some sort of confidence. I know my biggest take on Matt McKay critique that is his lack of ability to pass over the middle. And I feel like Matt McKay got worse throughout the year. I mean, when we talk about the offense, one of our biggest things we want the offense to do is play loose, play fast, have fun, and kind of look like he was. I mean, when you look through September, through the first part of October, Bobcats were having a lot of fun on offense. I mean, even so much fun that we would get personal fouls. Looked like Matt McKay was leading the Bobcats just like steady Eddie. He was doing what Coach Fegan asked him to, what the play calls were allowing him to do. We were pretty happy as Bobcat fans. But then something changed, and I don't know what that is. But I feel for Matt McKay. One thing I would say to the listeners, it's and I've seen this right now on the Twitter, people are going after him. People are going after Matt McKay on Bobcat Nation as well. It's not the time. It's not the time. I know some of you are going to call him a quitter and all this. No. You don't know what he's going through. And you know what? Even if he did, he shouldn't say anything. All you should say is thank you, Matt McKay, for leading us to a 9-2 season, and just wish him well on his next stop. So with that being said, thank you, Matt McKay. Wish you well, man. I don't know what happened, but I'm always proud that you were a Bobcat, man. And good luck to you wherever you start your new journey in the future. All right, Bobcat fans. Well, thanks for joining us. This was a special episode, and now we have the playoffs to look forward to. I'm thinking Tommy Malot's going to be the starter. I wonder what's going to go on with that. Are we going to see some Tucker Rovig? Would you like to see some Tucker Rovig? I know I would. Let's go. Go Bobcats.